Hey guys, so this is Raisin. Today's in conversation is in the car. So today we are going to discuss about Timothée Chalamet. I'm not
Chalamet.
Chalamet. Thank you, Vishal, for covering with the name. People, he made a statement that nobody cares about opera or ballet anymore.
No one cares about opera and ballet anymore. That's what actor Timothée Chalamet suggested in a recent interview, and opera houses have been quick to respond with witty videos and posts on social media. In light of younger audiences' shrinking attention spans, he said, "I don't want to be working in ballet or opera, where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore."
So Vishal loves Western classical, and the discussion is we will be talking more about on that statement itself, what Timothy said. So let's start. So hi Vishal. So when you heard the statement by Timothy, what was your reaction? Did your blood boil, or is it just like okay, whatever?
It's very interesting that Timothy brought up that point, and he brought up, if you look at that interview, it's in conversation with Matthew McConaughey. Set the context, right? This was happening before his Oscars, right? Before the Oscars were announced, like he had, I think, a week or 2 weeks before is when he had this interview with Matthew McConaughey. Now, also, a lot of people, this blew up on Instagram, okay, for obvious reasons, and a lot of people brought up the point that his grandmom and his mom were also ballet dancers, right? So why exactly did like Timothy make a statement like this, that no one cares about opera, no one cares about ballet? He made another kind of backhanded compliment saying, okay, I just lost 14 cents in viewership, and it's not like, oh, this art is dying, I should save it. Now both the Matthew McConaughey and our friend Timothy, they laughed about it, and they were like, like, okay, fine, yeah, you're just speaking your mind, it's a fact, right? But the thing is, and back to your question, which I really need help with, what was the question again?
So when you heard the statement from
Right,
Timothy,
right.
what was your reaction?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
was your blood boiling? Oh God, what? How can he even say this? Because you are like a Western classical lover, and
Yeah. Thank you for that level context once again. When I heard a statement, I was curious. I was curious as to why Timothy would make a statement like this, right? See, in our case, we know that opera and ballet, they're having a hard time performing in the like in the side of the world, like in the eastern side of the world, which is like India, and Asia and all of that, because we don't really understand. Like, it's not essentially, I don't want to say, but it's not essentially our culture, our cultural traditions. Opera and ballet is like the most far off thing, completely to the West, right? So I was curious as to why someone from the West would say that their traditional arts is dying. It's like getting some Carnatic, not Carnatic music, like getting some like musician from India, like some an Arjit Singh or someone like that. It's like asking him about his take on music, and he's saying, "Oh, Carnatic and Hindustani traditions are dying." So it's very curious why someone would kind of almost like diss down on their culture. So I was curious. My blood was not boiling, right? Because when you're in, or when you like, or when you're in niche arts, you have to accept certain realities, right? Like certain things what Timothy Chalamet said to some extent are true, right?
so
Not,
you're
yeah.
saying like audience are shrinking.
Yes, because the thing is, even though the data shows differently, right? Audiences are not shrinking. We need to look at like something. We need to correct those figures, right? When opera and ballet were a thing, was when we didn't have competition from Netflix and movies and the cinemas. They were essentially when opera started, when ballet was there, the cinemas were not a thing, right? People's lives were exceedingly boring, right? People could afford to sit for 4 hours at an opera, or 2 hours, and watch Swan Lake, right? People would look forward to these things. It's like watching their favorite movie, like how we would go to the theaters to get the whole SFX feel, right? Or when we all kind of take that Marvel pilgrimage or Avengers pilgrimage, right? Why do we go to the theaters for Avengers and for Marvel? It's because of those effects, right? The cinema effects, the sound effects, and the visual effects, and all of that stuff. So the thing is that I was curious, and going back to our statement about correcting the figures, those days almost everybody who knew about it were there, right? Today, almost the whole world knows about it. It's more accessible, but the populations who are attending it are not even a fraction of who has access to it. So the problem is, it's not about accessibility. Everybody can access it on Spotify or YouTube. They can stream these things, right? But the thing is, when you compare to the population who knows about it and who's actually coming, 200, 300 years ago, almost everybody was there who knew about it. And today, the whole world knows about it, but not even a fraction is there. Which is why, to some extent, what Timothée Chalamet is saying is right, because he's only losing 14 cents of his viewership compared to his complete fan base who don't even know the spelling of ballet or opera, right?
You're saying there is a transformation in the genre itself, the classic genre, and or is there a
Yeah.
problem with the art form at present?
So the thing is, I always feel again, the art form doesn't have a problem. The art form represents the spirit of that time, the zeitgeist, right? Now, if we like, the thing is, the way how the art is represented, the form can be contorted, can be twisted to make it more accessible to a modern audience, right? Because if you play music like how it was exactly supposed to be played 300 years ago, not many people would like it, right? And that's a very interesting point, because that is where Western classical music fundamentally disagrees, right? And even hardcore Carnatic and Hindustani musicians, they want to play the same way that they have been playing 300, 400 years ago, right? And they don't want to like kind of like remove traditions. But I feel, in my opinion, I think that these both can coexist. You can have a contorted, positively contorted format of that music, and you can still have the art form preserved, right? Everything depends on the audiences and how the majority of your audience likes to consume this music. So at the end of the day, Indian audiences, especially younger audiences, and I would even say Gen Z, right? They are very much all towards rediscovering their roots. There's a revival in that. There's a revival in understanding art forms, and there's and understanding what is what does Carnatic music mean, what does Hindustani music mean, and in that same vein, there is also an appetite to consume this music in more accessible formats, right? Instead of going to like a Kalakashetra, right, or sitting through a Margari festival in Chennai, Mylapore, right? This generation is more happy to hear a fusion of Carnatic music with some sick EDM beats or something like that.
People, do they actually care? It's not like
Care about what?
care about music, the classics. Like, do it's again, it's about how each person is experiencing it.
Okay.
If they are listening, fair enough. So it's not dying.
Yeah.
the-
Yes,
the-
it's not dying. Of course
not
not.
dying. It's
Of
not
course
dying.
not. Of course not. In fact, with the invention of CDs and DVDs and Spotify and Apple Music, it makes sure that whatever was dead is also back, right? So you have a couple of zombies sitting in there in Spotify and Apple Music. Like say for example, I can actually open up Spotify and listen to Gregorian chants from the 15th century. I can listen to, yeah, and this is something which we can discover. And not the famous ones, but these are probably things that people have never heard. Like I have listened to so many music, so many composers that I have never even heard of before. Unheard, unknown zombies in their coffin have now kind of sprung out, right? And I feel that that streaming and CDs and vinyls and all of these consumable, accessible, easily distributable formats of music are so critical in ensuring that certain music is revived, and there's a revived interest in music and so on and so forth, right? I really think so.
Got it.
Yeah.
So in a final closing statement,
Yeah.
what do you want to convey the audience?
With regards to what? With regards to what Chalamet was saying?
Yes.
Okay. So the thing is, what Chalamet is talking about is not wrong. Okay. But also, I want to also say it's not like no one cares about it. People do care, but it's a very small segment or fragment of like the world or the population who has access to opera or ballet. Uh, but the message is that that even though this is like there's a minority, there's always a chance that it can always be revived, right? And what Chalamet is talking about is an important symptom Like we as Western classical musicians or Western classical music lovers, right? Or as your Indian classical music lovers, whatever genre of music that you subscribe to, right? It is our responsibility as fans or musicians or artists or people just appreciate this music form. It is our duty to ensure that that we speak more about it, that we spread the word amongst our circles, that we kind of almost form a community to listen and to kind of understand music better with each other, right? We need to support the music that supports us, because in the end of the day, music is a huge support system for all of us. And what Chalamet is highlighting is that it's a symptom, and he's correct about it, right? So people, so the opera companies, the ballet companies, right? In his case, right, the orchestras need to find interesting and novel ways of reaching and touching an audience, right? We need to be okay with not subscribing to tradition. We need to also let go of certain things and make it easily accessible for people. There are many jazzy operas available, right? There are many interesting fusions available. Let's perform more of that. Let's give the people what they want. Let's make sure that people have a great experience, right? And let's not only stick to saying like, oh, I've got to play this just because I like it. No, we need to look at our audience. We need to understand what our audience is telling us. um, as artists or as musicians and as listeners of music, we need to keep music is an important part of our life, and it needs to be shared. Don't gatekeep, right? Share your music, share the music that moves you, because it might be something that someone really also can benefit from and can help somebody, right? Share your love of music. And if people don't essentially share your love of music, it's absolutely okay, but be true to your music, and just don't do it, or just don't listen to it just because you think it's in vogue. Whatever connects to you on a deeper level, stand by it, defend it. And that's what I think Chalamet was actually trying to tell us. So he's actually a blessing in disguise, right? He's a blessing in disguise, because he's brought this and after Chalamet said his statement, every opera company out there, every ballet company out there were like completely dissing him. And in the Grammys, they had a whole opera segment just to kind of rub it in his face that this form is not dead. It's not dead. People love it, people care about it, but not as many people as we need, right? So the thing is, it all comes down at the end of the day, it comes down to personal preference and how we stand for the music that we love, and how much we resonate with it, and how we want and the part that we can play in not gatekeeping, because people do that, right? And people are like, I don't want to share my music with the world, right? No, people are like us. We are not a snowflake. There are people who really understand and can resonate with what we love. So those are my thoughts. But I want to ask you, Raisin, what are your thoughts?
You can hold the mic. I can't hold the. Yeah, no, it's okay. So my thoughts are like, hey, whatever people want to listen, enjoy the music, be it any art form, just consume it, appreciate it, appreciate the artist. That's what I'll say. At least experience it once before you even commenting it, like listening to other comments and just saying random things. Experience, then share your feedback.
Right. And one more thought, since you just touched upon it very quickly, which I hope we can insert somewhere into the whole clip, is that when you do, because I want to talk about opera a little bit, if I may,
No.
right? No.
We are closing and
Oh no. Okay, so it's going to happen in next episode. I'm going to hold you to it.
Yes.
But my passing statement is, do consume music live. It is a life-changing experience and something you never liked when you were sitting in your room listening to it. You might just end up loving when you consume it. And I think that's an extension of what you're saying, and that's about what I had. Okay.
Awesome. On that note, thank you for listening in. And I'm not sure, this is the first time we are experimenting with this sort of setup where we have camera here. I'm sure the quality is not that great, but I'll try to improve it next time. This was just an experimental conversation with Vishal, my good friend. So stay tuned for the next episode and don't forget to subscribe and do follow if you're watching on other platform.